Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Well, I took my break for Christmas, back to cranking out videos for you. And at least the news has gotten mildly interesting, so I have stuff I feel compelled to read on. Nothing was really compelling me on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and even really the day after Christmas. But here we are, although Gary and I did it live. Here we are, it's the 27th. I record this 1:30 in the afternoon, Pacific time. And I want to read on the incoming Congress. This is working right now under the assumption that, I guess that Trump's going to be the president. We still haven't heard from Biden and Harris what's going on. The energy seems to be shifting. I read on it yesterday, and it's still up in the air. It looked like, with yesterday's reading, we got the Hangman. Both Gary and I got it. Actually, our cards are coming out really similar. It looks like there's a delay in the inauguration. And what could cause a delay in the inauguration? Well, the first cause could be that the House can't elect a speaker. You have to elect a speaker to seat that Congress. And once that Congress is sat, then they can go through the motions of counting the electoral ballots to certify the election. That's the first problem. And there's even articles about the conservative civil war that's brewing as Musk and Trump supporters have a falling out. And there are certain congressmen who don't want to vote for Mike Johnson again as Speaker of the House. The simplest thing is to try and make an agreement where you agree that we're going to make Mike Johnson the Speaker of the House. We are going to, or some mutually agreeable person, Speaker of the House. You're going to certify it to sit that Congress and get the ballots counted so that you can get your boy Donald in there. And then after that, if you want to dissolve it and figure out who your be House chairman is, go for it. But that's cooperation, and that makes a lot of sense. And that would be the simple way of doing things. Actually, the simplest way is to come up with a leader that you all support and put him in there. The problem is that leader doesn't exist. And Johnson's made enough enemies with this last budget round to cause some congressmen to not want to support him, or at least verbally say they don't want to support him, which maybe could be fixed by offering them candy, as it were. So you got that problem. The next is the court challenges, or the congressional challenges, that Donald Trump can't be seated as the president because he's an insurrectionist. You're going to have to deal with all that, should that be brought up. And it should, because he is. An insurrectionist can't hold the office of the presidency. Third item could be is that if there is election interference and it was enough to change the results of the election, even if it changes the House and the Senate, if it's enough to change the House, that could cause problems. If you have a Democratic-controlled House, you can really gum up the works on anything that Trump wants to do. So that might be worth fighting for. But, or even the presidency. The other part is, would it need to withstand the court of law if you're going to have those challenges? But those challenges alone could slow the process down. So there's all sorts of things that can happen in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Actually, from starting next week through the next 3 weeks to 4 weeks, that could really derail an inauguration. So let's look at the energy around the Speaker of the House. Okay? So this is for entertainment purpose only. Let's look at the Speaker of the House energy here. This card wants to stay on top. So I'm going to have two signifiers. This one and the one that was going to be it. Again, this one is for entertainment purposes only. It's a lovely thing of people coming up with their great ideas of who they want in there, and people feeling excluded, wanting to bring in this new Congress, but people feeling excluded for it, and there's a going away. I don't think Mike Johnson is going to be your Speaker of the House. There's going to be a move afoot to move away from him. And what's also fun with this Page of Pentacles, for those not keeping score at home, 435 elected members to the House. Matt Gaetz resigned his position to avoid the report about his sexual misconduct coming out, and it came out anyways. So now he wants a take back, but too late for that, my friend. So that it was 220 for the Republicans, 215 for the Democrats, and those who caucus with the Democrats. Now, with Matt Gaetz being resigning, it's 219 to 214. Trump has tapped Elise Stefanik and one other person to be in his cabinet. So that would take that 219 down to 217, which means that if a single Republican decides not to support what all the other Republicans want to do, they don't have a majority. You can see the problem here. And this is not a House united. This is a House divided within the Republican Party, as the last budget showed. They wanted to do a continuing resolution, and then Trump and Musk came in and said, no, we don't want that, so it died. And then Musk wanted to get in there, remove a bunch of stuff that had dealt with his dealings in trade with China that benefited Musk and his companies. And Trump wanted the debt ceiling removed. So for the next 2 years. When Congress voted on it, about 35 Republican congressmen didn't support it because they didn't want the debt ceiling removed. So that was a victory for Musk because Trump's initiative failed. Trump and Musk wanted the same thing. Trump, different things, but in the same bill. Trump didn't get what he wanted. They took out Trump's bit, but left in all the stuff Elon changed, and it passed. So guess who wins that round? Team Elon does. And because of the lack of communication, because of the political gamemanship and stuff going on, there are a lot of Republicans that are upset with Mike Johnson and how he handled it. Not a House united. What's gonna cross this House with Speaker this upcoming Congress? They don't want Johnson anymore. It's really obvious. They do not want him. They want a new speaker. The problem is, with only a 1-vote majority, if you get rid of your speaker, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. The only novel thing that could happen is they could nominate Hakeem Jeffries. There could be some Republicans that will nominate Hakeem Jeffries to be the Speaker of the House. Now, I give this a really low value, but some might do it just so the Congress can be set so that you can go through the process of certifying the election. They can get rid of Hakeem Jeffries after that, because guess what? All these Republicans can all agree that they don't want Hakeem Jeffries to be their House Speaker for any longer than he needs to be. Okay? Just saying. It's not like there's going to be 10 of them that are going to caucus now with the Democrats, and the Democrats and their 10 Republican allies now control Congress. That is about as likely to happen as, I'm sorry, I can't think of all I can think of are colorful analogies. That would seem highly unlikely to happen. That's a level of bipartisanship that we don't currently enjoy in the United States. So it would only be done out of political necessity. In the past, you got the strength. The Republican strength in the past was they could walk in lockstep with each other. And then they left the squabbling behind closed doors so that nobody saw it. But that Republican Party is dead. Current situation with the House is you got a bunch of freaking drama queens in there. The MAGA supporters are drama queens. They want to stir up emotions. They don't want Mike Johnson anymore. MAGA Mike Johnson has been a disappointment to the MAGA faction, and he isn't showing a lot of strength of leadership. So there's going to be a lot of bickering and arguing among them as they try and get their guy in there. The overarching energy is they all know they need to get it done, but they can't agree on who. There's no practical solution to this. And if they can't agree on somebody, Trump can't get his 100 days in. Now, this could be cooler hits coming in here and saying, hey, look, man, we got to get this through here. Even if you vote for Mike Johnson until the new Congress comes in, then you can get rid of him if you want to. But here's the thing. When people are thinking with their emotions and not with their head, notice there's no swords in here anywhere. You're going to bring the whole thing down because it's all about winning. Outcome, 10 of Cups. If they can agree to stop disagreeing long enough to just get their agenda in, get the Congress in, they'll be fine. They could give Johnson one more chance. This could be the celebration of the Republican Party. But right now, they're more on the outs than they are in the ins. And I don't know if they have a there's no leader. Donald Trump controls a certain faction of Congress. Elon Musk controls a certain faction on Congress. I imagine if both Elon and Donald put their collective messaging together, then they could say select this person. Probably, easiest just to keep it as Mike Johnson for now, and get through there. That is a potential problem. It's not. I don't think it's the biggest problem they face, but that is a potential problem. It's still a little bit up in the air right now. I suspect they will throw money or favors at those who would reject Mike Johnson to get him over the finish line. Maybe even Trump, with those Queen of Pentacles, doesn't give those cabinet positions to Elise Stefanik and the other congresswoman right away to give them a couple extra votes cushion. That's entirely possible. Or they don't resign their positions yet. Because why would they resign their position? Why not just hold both positions? We don't let norms get in the way of absolute power and authority. Yeah. Will Mike Johnson be the next, maintain his speakership into 2025? Will the next Congress have Mike Johnson as their lead speaker? For Carter. Not their first choice. If it is, it's a begrudging choice. 8 of Wands. No, Mike Johnson's not going to be there. They're going to look. They want somebody different. They want a new path. They want to end Mike Johnson's tenure. And it's going to be one of the kings, either Trump or Elon, that's going to get rid of Johnson. It might be Trump that says get rid of him. Why? Because Johnson didn't give him an unlimited debt ceiling. And it's funny watching the Republicans' supporters, or even the politicians, their brains just twist here because Trump's running on, being fiscally conservative and cutting the deficit, yet he wants to raise the debt ceiling. Why would you need to do that if you're planning on doing massive cuts to government spending? You wouldn't need to do that, now would you? It's almost like he lied, and they're shocked. I don't think Johnson's going to be there. At least the energy as it presents right now, he's not welcome. And it's going to be probably somebody like Trump that says, get rid of him. And it will be public. It will be a mean tweet or a truth or whatever. If Trump supports him, he's there. But I still think you need Trump and Musk. Okay, so does it take the Republicans a long time to name a House Speaker if Mike Johnson's not it? Will it take a long time? Or how long will it take? Or give me some insight. Maybe that's a better way. Make it more open-end question. Share with me what you can. If Mike Johnson's not the Speaker of the House, come the beginning of January 2025, how long it takes them to get this sorted out. Three of Coins, it could be like 3 weeks as they sort things out. They have to get back. And it took Johnson 3 weeks to get in there. You know, take him past the inauguration. That would delay the inauguration. Strength card. It's tough negotiations because everybody thinks they've got the strong hand. And there's the problem with the Republican Party currently is that they're filled with obstructionists. And so if they don't get their way, they just don't support it. And they want the other team to blink first. So they don't unify, they obstruct. So they're really good. Their strength is at obstruction, not at consensus building. They got strong feelings about this. There's no compromise. There just isn't any compromise because they're not thinking with their heads, they're thinking with their hearts. There's that Queen of Pentacles again. There's some practicality here. Oh, it's a nightmare scenario. It could be that there's a woman that comes in that unites them. I don't know who that would be. It would be really funny if the women that comes in are the ones that support Hakeem Jeffries. No, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. It's going to be weeks. If they do not reaffirm Johnson in there, it's going to be weeks. This is a key card. It's come up twice now in key positions here. Who is that Queen of... It's like, maybe I should get clarifiers. Give me a clarifier on that Queen of Pentacles here. I buried her, unfortunately. The Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more about what this Queen of Pentacles energy is. This practicality. Making sure everybody has enough practical use for everything. What is that Queen of Pentacles energy telling me about the Speaker of the House? This is again interesting. Diving down this rabbit hole. I don't know where it's taking me here. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles energy, what is that? It's the success of the Republican Party, the success of the United States. You know, it's like putting country... This is about putting country above party. Looking forward to the future to get stuff done. You got to make a choice to keep the government going. And it might take some really strong action. The Republicans don't have a unified leader. The Democrats do. It's almost like, do you want the government set or do you want to continue bickering and arguing until we figure out who our new leader is? Choice is yours. I mean, this is all pointing back. Okay, now I'm going to ask, is Hakeem Jeffries going to be your House Speaker for some portion in the beginning of 2025, say in January, February, March, somewhere in that time frame, will he be a House Speaker? So I don't want to think just January in case, they're bickering and arguing so much they fall into February. And I don't want to go too far beyond that because if Biden and everybody comes up with election interference and Congress, eventually turns to the Democrats, then Hakeem Jeffries would be in there. But, as an interim, as things get sorted out in Congress and in the presidential race, will Hakeem Jeffries be the House Speaker? Three of Coins energy. Ace of Wands energy. Will Hakeem Jeffries be your House Speaker? Got to close my eyes because I wanted to start throwing on that other one, but I thought I saw the Ace of Wands coming up near the top, and I don't want to be biased. Like, oh, that's the one I want. Her. Okay, mix them all up. Come on down. Heartbreak and betrayal. All you need is 3. All you need is 3. 3 votes gets Hakeem Jeffries to 218. And that gets him over the top. Sorry, I got an incoming phone call. You can hear it buzzing under that microphone there. Not everybody's first choice. There's that same card that came up from Mike Johnson. The oligarchs might say it's okay. The death card. Somebody's going to float the idea of Hakeem Jeffries. You notice this card came up on the other one too. Somebody's going to float the idea of getting Hakeem Jeffries in there. I think just so that, again, so they can get the government in there. It's not their choice, and they'll kill it off soon afterwards. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if Hakeem Jeffries gets named your House Speaker to start off 2025. They can't keep him there for long because I don't know if it's I think the House Speaker names it's kind of weird because normally the House Speaker represents the party in the majority, and I think it's the party majority gets the lead positions and the majority on the committees. But the House Speaker announces those people. So who chooses? Does the House Speaker choose the head of the committee, and then, the Republicans get 8 seats and the Democrats 4? If the House Speaker is Hakeem Jeffries, do the Democrats get the 8 seats in the Speaker and the Republicans get 4? I don't know how that works. We'll find out. I mean, obviously that will play into the decision, but I would not expect Hakeem Jeffries to have a long tenure at that position, so long as there are Republicans who are willing to unite against him. Enough to get the ball started, and then they could get rid of him and squabble amongst themselves. That seems a more likely course. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you find it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.